Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Geeks of the Round. This is the Geeks Round episode for Monday, November 19th, 2012. We're here talking about The Walking Dead. This is going to be a lot of fun. It was a damn good episode last night. Can't wait to talk all about it. I'm, of course, your executive producer, DeAno Jackson. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Matt Moore. What's going on, man?
Not much. Just hanging out, watching TV.
Yeah, going with the bald look. It's like, I mean, just explain to our viewers right quick exactly why you shaved your head. This is great.
Okay, so I got a call that I'm going to be a rotund Bobby on Bones, but I have to have short hair. I can't afford a haircut, so I shaved my freaking head. And then the next day they called me and told me that I'm not going to be on the show. But DeAno has not heard the twist.
Oh, there's a twist. Okay, go
There's
for
a
it.
twist. I just got a call 2 hours ago. I'm going back.
Oh, all right. So Bones is still happening.
Bones is still happening.
All right, cool. We can't wait to see that. It's like we know it's like you've been on Franklin and Bash on TNT before. It'll be good to see you back on TV. It's like I'm glad that worked out for you. All right. Also joining us back once again. She ain't been here since the very, very, very first season of Geeks of the Round. Ashley Esqueda, what's going on, Ashley?
Nothing. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. It's been a long time. I've been up on the Resurrection ship, so now I'm back on planet Earth, ready to. And I've been watching a lot of TV. So there you go.
Yeah, well, how dare you have other shit to do that in your world is magically more important than Geeks of the Round.
I'm sorry. It's hard out there for Cylon. What can I say?
Apparently. For those of you watching us, be sure to check out Ashley on Techfoolery. She does good stuff there. Also joining us, as always, David Kude. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I'm actually disappointed, David. Nothing funny in the lower third? What's up?
No, not this week. It was a pretty uneventful episode to me. Not really much to say.
I actually agree.
Oh, we're going to have an interesting discussion then, because I completely agree with that statement. Joining us always, once again, Rob. What's going on, man? Welcome back.
Welcome. Glad to be here.
All right, so let's just get into it. It's like while David and Rob think this is a fairly uneventful episode of The Walking Dead, I really couldn't disagree more if I wanted to. A lot of really good shit happened here. But it's like, first of all, before I even get into anything else, I just want to just go ahead and put this out here that Andrea is a fucking idiot, okay? I'm just throwing that out there.
Is it me or does she get uglier with every episode that passes?
Just because her decision making is starting to reflect in her face.
Yeah.
It's just so fucking bad. It's just
That actually makes a lot of sense.
I know what is it. It's like, I mean, it's like so far on the show, there's been technically three, but two major, really distinctive, fucking crazy ass motherfuckers on the edge of psychosis, and she's fucked both of them.
Yeah, she's all up on their nuts. She loves bad decision makers in Walking Dead.
Both of them are enemies of Rick.
Yeah.
Why does she hate Rick so much? I think that's the question we really need to be asking. It's like, why do you hate Rick so much?
Because Rick wasn't crazy enough for her to fuck him.
So I guess so. It's just really, I mean, it's a little bit depressing if you really think about it. It's just like, it's like, as a girl, you watch The Walking Dead.
Too far.
You watch The Walking Dead, and it's amazing. It's such a great show. It's really well done. And, I mean, Andrew Lincoln is just killing it right now as Rick. But, but like, when you, like, I was just thinking about it the other day. I'm like, wow, like, in the world of badass women, like, we kind of have, like, Maggie is pretty, like, she's getting there. And then we have Michonne. And that's it. So Carol, though, I will give Carol credit for surviving.
And for the record, I totally called that.
I think we all called that, honestly.
I think we all knew.
She was alive.
Never write off.
I think we all
someone.
called that, though. She never died on screen.
Yeah, exactly. If they don't die on screen, you can never assume. Like the prisoner who ran away, he got locked out. Ended up not being the case.
Exactly. Turned out to be not as dead as advertised.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not talking to anyone on the panel. It's like I'm talking to some of you viewers. You know who the fuck I'm talking to out there. Y'all motherfuckers were doubting me and arguing with me for 2 fucking weeks. I'm just saying.
We can no longer trust the Talking Dead when they say someone has died, and they didn't show it.
You shouldn't have trusted them anyway.
I wouldn't trust them anyway. Exactly. I don't even watch them. That's how much they matter to me.
From what I understand, the Talking Dead has kind of gone downhill over the past couple weeks.
Well, damn, that was kind of hard to do. Kind of start off at the bottom of the barrel. Yeah.
I'm more confused. Like, I'm fine with it, but I'm more confused about these just awful hashtags, like Lori and labor, and like last night it was like bad connection.
Oh, yeah, what the fuck?
Like, I think that's my biggest beef with the show. Like, I don't have a problem. Like, the guests are Patton Oswalt's awesome. Like, and people like the show, so of course, you know, they have like interesting people to come and talk about it. But it's like these hashtags. Like, I think that's the thing that I get the most. It's the most weird.
I have like 3
ever.
of them. They want you to watch the commercials and enter something in on some site. It's like, no, I'm just fast forwarding these commercials.
Yeah,
I really don't care.
I don't need to win a Hyundai Santa Fe. I don't want the passcodes. It's totally fine. I mean, it's just so weird. Like these.
That's like advertising for the commercials, basically.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Fucking show. Let's try that plan.
Well, they're trying to get you to watch the ads. I mean, they don't want you to TiVo it. So they're like, oh, how can we get them to watch live? I know, we'll give away a Hyundai.
Yeah, that'll totally work.
Hey, DeAno, if it was a Veloster, I would enter. But because I have one.
Those McDonald's commercials were like, everyone is a winner, and like never win any.
Exactly.
Oh, wow,
you want a small French fry. You want a small French fry. It's a price.
They get a hell of a lot more response out of me than offering up like, hey, win a fully loaded M4 assault rifle. Okay, I'm in.
If I knew I had like a 1 in 3 chance of winning like a zombie finger, I probably would watch the commercials as opposed to like 1 in 10 million chance of winning a walk-on roll. It's like, okay, well, I'm just going to skip that because I'm not going to win.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this show starts off and we got Merle already outside the city trying to hunt down Michonne, and
that didn't go too well.
Not as easy to hunt down as maybe he thought. It's like I love that. As like, I mean, y'all know for the past few weeks, ever since Michonne got her sword taken away, I'm like, give her back her sword and let me watch her fuck things up. And that's just what she did. She dropped down and she killed 2 of them in about as much time as it took me to finish the sentence. And bam!
She's like the African Uma Thurman in Kill Bill to me.
She
That's
is.
what she reminds me.
Well, no, that's it's got to be the daughter, right, of Vernita Green in Kill Bill. That's her daughter. She grew up to be Michonne from Walking Dead.
I think we're onto something here.
That is. Oh, the first time I saw Michonne, I turned to my husband and I'm like, you know, that's a Hattori Hanzo. He just laughed. He was like, okay, let's all cross worlds here.
Now, how would that be for a plot twist? That'd be fucking awesome.
That's gonna be the end. That's gonna be the cliffhanger at the end of this season. It's Hattori Hanzo. They're gonna find him in a fucking shack in the middle of Georgia, and he's gonna be making swords and shit.
Dude, that would be awesome.
That was what, Black Mamba, right?
Yeah.
No.
Black. She wasn't.
Was she Copperhead? I don't remember.
I want to say she was. I want to say she was like Diamond Head or something like that. I don't remember, but I remember. I remember the cereal thing, and I love that Quentin Tarantino was like, "I'm going to come back to this in 10 years when that little girl's all grown up." Which I thought was genius.
10 years to him will be like 50.
No, it's. I think it's next year, and actually, supposedly, rumor has it that that's going to be one of the next things he does after.
Django Unchained.
Yeah. This is like supposed to be one of the things he's kind of working on. He's going to retire. Did you hear that?
I haven't heard that today. I just heard that today.
It's big deal. He was like, I don't want to be one of those old filmmakers who makes like irrelevant movies or bad movies or something.
Sin City 2 by Robert Rodriguez, though.
Yeah.
Hey, Tarantino makes a movie, I'll go to see it.
That's true.
I didn't know that shit about before I went to see it, except Tarantino made it. That's all I need to know.
Christmas Day with the family? No, I think I'll just go see Django Unchained.
Well, you could go see that on Christmas Day with the family. Not saying it would end well, but you would probably enjoy it. It'd be fine.
Christmas at the movie theaters, that'd be excellent. Yeah. All right, so also in this episode is like so far in this season we've kind of seen like, you know, the so-called softer side of Merle. Well, it turns out he's still the bad guy.
Yeah. Turns out Merle still sucks.
Hey, look, a bird.
Yeah, they've written out a lot of the inherent like blatant racism, and made him a more interesting character, which I am a big fan of. So I think they made him a little bit more interesting.
AMC neutered him.
Do you think so?
I don't know. Evo complained. He said it was too racist and he wasn't watching the show anymore.
Whatever. So it's like, I mean, what did y'all think? It's like after he just blasted that dude in the head for pretty much not agreeing to his plan to lie to the governor.
Did anybody see that totally coming?
Yeah.
Yes.
It seemed like it was just, I mean, there was no way that guy was making it back to Woodbury.
Yeah.
I figured he was,
famous last words, oh, I've got to tell the governor.
Yeah, I gotta tell him. Nope. No, we do not.
Well, until that point, is like I was kind of figuring or maybe hoping that Michonne would be the one to take him out. But it's like, I mean, I think this way is a lot more interesting and kind of lets everyone know, is like, I mean, yep, Merle's still the bad guy in this whole tale. It's like, yeah, he hasn't changed all that much.
Does anybody get the feeling? I haven't read the comics, so I could be totally off. But last night I was like, I have the feeling that like it's gonna have to be Daryl that dispatches Merle. Like I feel like
that
it's
would be
gotta
pretty cool.
It's like very poetic justice, and the whole thing about that awesome scene between Daryl and Carl where he was like, oh yeah, my mom like smoking cigarettes and the house burned down and she was in it, and he was like, Carl's like, no dude, I shot my mom. Like so I'm just like, I don't think that's the same, like I wonder if it's gonna end up being something like that.
It very well could be. It's like, I mean, because Daryl is actually, it's like, I mean, he's not a character that even exists in the comic books. He only exists on the show. Right. So it's interesting to watch his dynamic. And I love that scene he had with Carl. I absolutely loved it. I mean, because it showed his progression, just thinking about from where he started when he first appeared on camera in season 1 versus, where he is now, where he's very much taken a leadership role in the group, while Rick is off, talking to fucking dead people on the phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Rick hears dead people.
Yeah, exactly. Rick's having the Sixth Sense experience over in the
exactly. It's like, episode in it, I'm watching the credits. I'm like, oh, M. Night Shyamalan gonna be mad if he ain't on the credits for the shit.
Speaking of Rick talking dead, did anyone else think that was done like very badly? Like, if I didn't know that happened in the comics, like what the hell's going on there? And then he just hangs up and
I agree with it was abrupt. Like it was really weirdly handled. Like I feel like this at the beginning it was good, but then as soon as they were like Rick and like, how did your wife die? And he's like, how'd you know about my wife? My husband and I were both like, oh, this is not real. Like this is definitely, he's imagining this shit. So I feel like maybe there's some choices they could have made that would have been a little bit better with that. But yeah, it did seem a little bit kind of abrupt. Like it just sort of ended and he was like, okay, I'm ready to bond with my daughter now. Like it was just really bizarre.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I've had a sudden revelation after talking to these imaginary dead people in my head over a phone. Yeah. And it's like, speaking of that, it's like, I mean, how come Herschel didn't glue him in? It's like, well, yeah, these people are calling and they have a safe place. Herschel been on the phone. It's like, I mean, I'm sure Herschel figured out, hey, there's no dial tone on this shit.
Yeah.
This phone ain't fucking working. You're crazy.
Yeah. Hey, 5150, your baby is waiting for you inside Cell Block C. Like, why don't you come join the rest of us in reality?
Yeah.
Calm down, or, just hit him in the head with a crutch or whatever it takes to get him to snap the fuck out of it.
How often do you get to say that? Your baby is in Cell Block C.
Yeah, it's true. There's so few opportunities for that. So it just seems like
My
a
daughter was born in a prison. Just think about that first.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're Bane.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's true. Yeah, Bane could definitely pull that card. It's like, meanwhile, it's like, okay, so back in Woodbury, it's like, I mean, this is the part of the discussion that's just going to piss me off. It's like, I mean, pretty much every scene that had Andrea and the governor in it pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because Andrea is like, I mean, at this point, it's like, I've given Andrea a lot of the benefit of the doubt. I know last season when I was doing my discussion threads before I started geeksing around, it's like, I spent a lot of time defending Andrea during season 2. Because
why would you do that?
Well, I give people the benefit of the doubt. It's like, I mean, call it a character flaw. I mean, so sue me. But it's like, I spent a lot of time doing that because I saw her progression as a character. But it's like, I mean, at this point, it's like, I mean, just what the fuck are the writers thinking, man? It's like, I mean, what is it so difficult? It's like, I mean, this has been a long-standing problem with the show, is that the female characters are written in such a way that makes you not like any of them.
Well, they're written like idiots. Like, Lori is, like, all of my friends and I we called Lori horrible.
You need
Lori.
to do something about Shane. Rick kills him. What did you do?
Why did you do that? It's just, I mean, she's a terrible.
Listen to me.
It's like she's a terrible person. Like at the beginning of this, like Carol's just sort of there. I mean, like the whole Sophia storyline was great with her and Daryl, but that's also a little bit weird. Like I don't really know what to think about that yet. But you have like this sort of like there was no even season 2. Like there was no real like take charge like woman, and it was just really gross.
Maybe they had 2 writing staffs, one for like the men and one for the women.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. Well, the one for the women was obviously the entire group of people that they fired. That's just the whole writing staff they just let go.
Yeah,
I don't get it. It's like last season I watched Andrea. Like first season, Andrea wants to kill herself. Andrea's mad at Dale for not letting her make a bad decision.
How many character arcs has she had by now?
I mean, seriously, like basically all of her character arcs. All of her character arcs revolve around, I want to make a bad decision, someone tries to talk me out of it, I make it anyway, and then bad shit happens. Like, that has literally been her character arc in every single season.
You're not wrong. I really can't even argue that.
Sorry if you guys hear, like, incessant, insane meowing. I have a really old cat who's senile, so sometimes he just wanders around and he has dementia. He actually has dementia, so he's like 16 and a half years old, and he just wanders around and screams. Like, and it sounds like a baby, but he's...
One of our cats, for some reason, will not come downstairs. It just likes to live upstairs in my brother.
Maybe he's afraid. Maybe he thinks it's an abyss. The stairs are just an abyss.
Yeah.
He's so old, though, now. I don't know.
It's a stairway to hell!
No,
Stairway to hell!
Our cat thinks that we die in the middle of the night because it's quiet. So he will get up, and it's dark, and we're asleep. And he's like, oh my god, everybody's gone forever. And he'll walk around in the kitchen and just scream at, like, caterwaul at the top of his lungs, like, guys, like, and he's terrified. And we're like, and as soon as one of us goes, Bob, it's fine, he goes, and then he, like, shuts up.
just had to do a liveliness check, evidently.
Yeah.
It's like, sure everyone's dead. It's like, I mean, hey, it's not like I'm going to go in the refrigerator and feed my fucking self, all right?
I know, it's a life check. He's just making sure we're alive.
Now that's dedication and love right there.
Oh, trust me. Oh, some days my patience wears real thin.
I believe you.
So on the stupid female front, do we think the letter M is some sort of immunization against stupidity?
I hope so.
Because Maggie and Michonne, not exactly stupid females.
Yeah, I love
Maggie. I'm not sure
if
you're reaching or if that's brilliant.
Yeah. I love Maggie. I think she's great. I love Michonne. I think she's real interesting. She's a lot like, from what I've seen of panels from the comic, like she actually looks like exactly like the character, which is kind of amazing. Mm-hmm. And she has that perfect like scowl that she wears, and she's just a badass.
Oh yeah, it's like, and one of the fears I had is like, I mean, because I knew obviously they were going to bring Michonne in the show, but I was really afraid that they would write her in the same terrible way that they've written all the other females.
Andrea.
I actually talked about that with Denai Guerrero when I got a chance to interview her about a month ago. And it's like, it's so far as like what she told me based off of the scripts she read, she really liked the way that the character was going, that you would, find out more about her as time went on. There's been a lot of people that said it's like, I mean, they're playing this, what am I trying to say? They've been saying that that Michonne, that they're playing this whole Michonne being quiet thing a little bit too far, but I think it adds a lot to her character, and I think that Denai's a good enough actress that she can say a lot without actually speaking.
Well, I think the show's at its best when people speak less. Like, and I don't mean that as a slight against the actors. I actually mean that as a compliment, because they're so good at what they do that a lot of times in these scenes where almost nothing is said, I mean, they could be, less than 10 words, they're so powerful. And I think sometimes, like Lori, when Lori's, given the stay golden pony boy speech to Carl at the end there when she's given birth to the baby, it's like, it was too much. Like, I felt like it was too much. And I felt like they could have underwritten that and just let the characters kind of, live through that scene. But I'm not a writer, but on the show, but it's like, I feel like they're honestly really at their best at certain points where, like the scene with Daryl where he is kind of gearing himself up to to kill Carol, who he thinks is Carol, has been turned as a walker. It's amazing, and he says nothing. And it's like, those are the scenes for me that really are the best part of the show.
Less is better sometimes.
Yeah.
I really couldn't agree more. And then it's like
just like that explanation, just less is better sometimes instead of my 3-minute explanation. It's exactly right.
Joss Whedon actually did an episode of Buffy like that. People were telling him that his scripts were too full of poppy sayings, and so he did an entire episode where no one talked at all.
Too many words.
Yes. Hush.
I wish we had a bell we could ring every time we bring up Joss Whedon on this show. It's like, I mean, it would be quickly worn out. We'd have to get a few of them. But I think it'd be pretty great. It was just like, oh, someone mentioned Joss Whedon. Ding!
Well, he's had a hell of a year. Think about it. The Avengers and Cabin in the Woods.
He's like one of the biggest directors ever right now. Which is kind of awesome. It's like watching one of your friends get like kind of like internet famous, where you're like, holy shit, like I know you, and I knew you back before you were famous, and then all of a sudden it's like, I feel like Joss Whedon is like our geek friend that suddenly got really famous, and everyone's like, like fucking Buddy the Elf, he's like, Santa, I know him. We're just like, we're all doing the same thing.
Before the Avengers, it's like, I mean, it was like only us that had a real geek cred knew who Joss Whedon was. Buffy and Angel, and Firefly, Dollhouse, and things of the like. All of a sudden, he directs the Avengers. It's like, holy shit, Joss Whedon is the best director ever.
He's the king of the nerds. Yeah, totally.
Which reminds me, I'm probably gonna, if I talk to David Boreanaz, it'll be about Angel.
You damn well better. Like, I mean, it's like, I love Bones, but it's like, I mean, it's like we'd be talking about Angel for quite a bit if I had a chance for that interview. Trust me on that one.
Ask him about his work on The League.
On The League?
He looks like a character on The League.
I know a lot of people who still love that show.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, if you watch that show, let me know in the comments, because I'm actually curious about this one. It's like, if any of y'all watch The League. I don't.
I do.
Great.
He does.
Yeah, it's a good show.
I've heard it's really well written. I've heard it's very well written.
You've heard, so you don't know because you haven't seen it.
I don't have time. I'm too busy watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you're too busy not being on this fucking show.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry. I feel really badly about it. Man. You know how, like, you end up getting into a weird work vortex, and then you look up, and it's like 6 months later, and you're like, where did my year go? That's literally what's happened.
At least when you're on the show, you're not 20 minutes late like me last week.
Yeah, no.
Well, no, it's because I told DeAno, I'm like, please spam my cell phone with text messages half hour before you go live so that I can be in front of my computer.
Yeah, which I totally forgot to do, and only let her know like about 10 minutes before we were about to go on. So.
Yeah, and I was talking to my great grandma who likes to go on, and I was like, I gotta go. She was like, but look at my new handicap sign, and so it was a run.
All right, so getting back into things, is like now we have a situation where both Glenn and Maggie have been captured by Merle, and Michonne knows about that and has gone in search of Rick and them at the prison in order to let them know in the situation. So it's like, I mean, this is kind of what I've been waiting for since the season started. It's like, I mean, when the season started, we had Andrea and Michonne on one side, Woodbury on the other side, and Rick and his crew at the prison on the other side. And I've been waiting for all these things to come together. It looks like we're starting to finally see, for lack of a better term, the streams crossing. And I think the results are going to be very, very similar to the streams crossing.
Yes.
This got us like a Michonne finally figures out something that Rick and them figured out since I think the second episode of the first season, that, hey, cover yourself full of guts from zombies. They can't recognize you. They think you're one of them.
And you smell real bad.
Yeah. Although that's like, that was pretty cool. It's like she on the ground, she disemboweled that zombie and all the guts fell out on her. It's like,
it was so gross and so great.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, totally.
Or she was going through all that trouble of just carrying walkers around her.
Oh,
yeah, she went through all that trouble to cut those dudes' arms and jaws off. Seems
Yeah, like
now.
She should have just known to cover herself in blood and gore.
That does seem like a little bit of like a kind of a suspension of disbelief plot hole, where it's like, so she knew the smell would keep them away, but somehow didn't think like your mind, I guess, immediately does not go to, I know, I'll hold them captive and walk them around on chains and remove their jaws and arms. Like, that doesn't seem to me like it would be the first option in my mind.
I have to be honest with you, Ashley. It's like, I mean, my mind would go there before my mind went to, here's a great idea. What I'll do is cut a zombie open and I'll cover myself full of their rotting entrails and cover myself full of their blood. To me, having zombies on the chain sounds like a hell of a lot better of an idea.
It's such a hassle. It's like having kids on a leash at Disneyland. Like, do you really want to do that? It just seems like such a...
And being covered with rotting flesh, you're okay with this?
Yeah, I just say, because then you're just, it's only about you. You don't have to worry with these zombies.
Anything to survive.
Yeah.
Wait. For the record, pro covered in gore, or con children on leashes. Is that where we are?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's where I think it's where I'm going with that. I think what I'm saying is I'd rather cover myself in zombie gore than take children on leashes to Disneyland.
Okay.
I think that's maybe where I'm at.
I'm actually pretty sure people would pay good money to see you covering zombie gore, Ashley. That should be fucking funny.
That scene was so... It was like one of those scenes where you could almost smell the scene. Like, you just watch her slice that guy open and you're just like, oh, I can almost smell that. It's just so visceral.
Somewhere out there, someone's listening to this and thinking, that's what we need now. TVs where you can smell stuff.
Man, I was thinking about that when I was watching Wreck-It Ralph the other day. I was like, oh, I wish I could smell Sugar Rush. It'd be the best thing ever.
I still want to see that movie.
Oh, it's so good. It's cute.
I
it's really
saw
cute.
it at midnight when it came out with a crowd that knew all the video game references, and it was awesome.
Did you see the Aerith Lives on the Central Station? Man, that was my favorite.
There's a ton of different stuff on that wall.
They had a Final Fantasy VII reference in that movie?
Yep.
There's graffiti on the wall.
Reference.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of graffiti references to all kinds of awesome stuff.
I am sold. I'm so gonna go see that movie.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was cute. It was solid.
What's kind of funny is in Disneyland they actually have the Fix-It Felix video games in Disneyland right now.
Yeah, they have the arcade.
Awesome.
You can go play the games. It's really cool.
That actually does sound kind of cool.
It is, and if you have an iPad, you can get the Wreck-It Ralph game, which I just reviewed a couple days ago. So they have that. They have like a kind of like a Doodle Jump Sugar Rush bouncy game, and then they have Hero's Duty, and then I think they're doing another game like in a couple months or a month. So
she
really
said
cool.
Duty.
I know.
I was just reminded of something. I forget the actor that plays Merle. Did you know he was in Call of Duty Black Ops 2?
Yeah, Mike Rooker?
Yeah, I didn't notice how I was playing the game this past week.
Yeah, Rooker's in. Every time I see Rooker, all I can think of is Slither and Mallrats. Like, so, like, the only two
He's
I
in
can't...
Mallrats?
Isn't Rooker, what's her, Claire Forlani's dad in that movie?
Oh!
No, I have to watch it
What
again.
a bitch he is!
Yeah, like, he's been in, like, the Kevin Smith world for a long time. And every time I think about it, I just, like, every time I see Merle, that's, like, what I think of. It's just, like, would you like a chocolate-covered pretzel? It's like LAC when I see Merle. It's so funny.
I feel actually pretty much like shit for not having recognized that sooner. It's like I almost feel as bad as, like, I mean, I had another, like, startling revelation sometime last week. Completely off topic, but at this point, you know, fuck it, who cares? I had the startling revelation that the voice of the original Kit was Mr. Feeney in Boy Meets World.
How did you not know that? Like,
Because
that's
I'm an idiot!
I didn't know that.
man. Like,
I'm not very good with voices at all. Like, my brother was the one that said, hey, isn't this Merle on Call of Duty? Like, I don't know, you should go check on IMDb. Like, yeah.
sure enough.
Yeah.
He does a lot of, as far as I know, I think he's done like a few like war games, like a few VOs for different games.
I just thought that was awesome. Like, oh shit, Merle wants me to do something, I better do it.
I wouldn't want to say no to Merle either.
That would be a bad plan.
Be a terrible thing.
Yeah, I know, right? All right,
So-
well, speculation time, gang. Anyone got anything?
I actually had I had to admit that my wild speculation was wrong. My wild speculation that Andrea and the governor would not hook up.
Ugh.
That ended up being not true. I really hoped it was true.
Yeah, I was hoping that was true, but I knew it was gonna be. I knew she was gonna.
You gotta remember,
hit that.
Andrea just gets stupider and stupider.
Yeah, maybe they put something in the water. Maybe that's that tea that guy's drinking makes him dumber. That Woodbury. I'm just not really sure what's happening.
At this point in season 4, I'm just expecting her to be fucking a walker. You know what?
I would just like to see Michonne. I would just like to see Michonne chop her face off. Like that's what I'm praying for. I'm like, oh,
that would just be an interesting scene to see. Someone fucking a walker.
No, but maybe she'll meet the governor's daughter and be her caretaker.
Oh, that would be really gross and weird. But you know what?
I bet you're going to say Andrew would meet the governor's daughter and fall in love with her, too. What?
Oh, God.
You know what's gonna happen, David, is she's gonna find the daughter and she's gonna be horrified just like she was with what I like to call Walker bum fights, and she is going to be all like disgusted, and then the governor's gonna be like, well, this is how it is, and he's gonna play her like a fiddle, and then she's gonna be like, oh, that's actually kind of sweet. You know what? Now that I think about it, I'm totally into it, and I'll be her new mom. Like, it's gonna be so gross. She's gonna make another dumbass decision. Ugh.
At this point, is like I'm wondering how deep into stupid decisions that Andrea can actually get. It's like she's made some dumb ones before. It's like, I mean, you got someone. It's like
the writers, they like fill out a dartboard with like a bunch of different choices. They just throw darts at, and they said, "All right, this is what she's doing in this episode."
Andrea's bad decision dartboard. Oh, please. That has got to be a real thing. That has got to be a real thing.
I can see it now. Snakes. Plane. Wait, no, we've done that one already.
Yeah, the Atlanta camp. It's literally groups of different people in the show. So it's like Atlanta camp, and then some terrible decision making.
Then they have like bonus rounds where they throw 3 on one dart, and she's out triple stupid for that episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's so ridiculous. Oh God, why? I just hope she really. Honestly, I feel like this show, the one thing that they at least do well is they get rid of people who do not move the narrative forward. And I feel like she's kind of stalling out at this point. Like, she's becoming stale. So I'm hoping, my fingers crossed, that we'll not be seeing Andrea for much longer. That's my wild speculation, that Andrea will be...
But sometimes it's kind of fucked up, right? It's like, I mean, shit, they killed T-Dog just when he was actually getting to fucking do something.
I kept saying things were looking up for him, too.
Me too. I was like, oh, look, T-Dog, yeah. I know, I felt the same too. I was like, oh, T-Dog, he's going to finally get some meaty shit, and then he's going to get some meaty lines.
He looked prepared for anything, and then he just died.
And he just had to give it up for Carol. Just threw himself to some zombies who's meat. But now there's new T-Dog. That's what I call that guy, because I don't even know his name. It's a new T-Dog. That's his name.
Well, it's like, I mean, you can only have so many black men on the show at once. If you're gonna have
they can only have one in the group.
That was there at first.
There can only be one in the Atlanta group.
Speaking of...
The Black Highlander of The Walking Dead.
Speaking of... And you can read underneath my name here.
Oh God, here we go.
They just cast Tyrese.
God damn it, man! It's like you already got. It's like, I mean, you want to know how many people were bitching at me last week for the spoiler that you let out? I had people emailing my ass. I had people hit me up on Google Plus, all pissed off. Oh, well, y'all spoiled this shit. It's like I ain't do a goddamn thing.
Hey, Matt, is there anything that you would like to read from Wikipedia this week?
You guys should have
no
a
one knows
separate
who Tyrese
section.
is.
You should have a separate section called Spoiler Alert, and then you
just
could have Matt
thank God it wasn't Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I know, right?
There would be people outside his house with pitchforks.
They would be outside.
Unless you've read the comics, you don't know who Tyrese is, so that's not a spoiler.
He's going to be T-Dog 3.0. That's my prediction.
Yes.
Exactly. It's like he'll be new and improved. He'll like have a cybernetic arm and shit.
Tyrese Dog. That's going to be his name. Tyrese Dog.
Was it Tyler Perry who was cast as him?
Yeah.
Oh God! Please don't even say that.
Tyler Perry
He
playing
already
Tyrese.
was in that fucking dumb Alex Cross movie.
No. No, why are you doing this to me? Now I can't get that out of my head.
Actually, you guys, did you hear Tyler Perry is going to play Andrea next season?
Oh, God.
Well, that actually would make her fucking character a lot more interesting.
Yeah, no shit, right?
I mean, it can't possibly get any worse than it is now. And it's like, I know it's like some of y'all viewers are thinking, okay, you should knock on wood at this point. No, seriously. There is nothing she could do to get any worse right now. Nothing. Anything that she does right now, no matter how dumb, is something I expect from Andrea. Because
Andrea reminds me of one of those really dumb, naive, like, teenage girls that you see in high school.
Andrea reminds me of a bad horror movie where it's like every cliche where she's like, I'm going to run up the stairs and I'm going to, it's just like, it really just kills. I'm going to have sex during the horror story. It's just not a good idea.
She's like one of them dumb bitches that I expect to be running through the forest away from the killer in fucking high heels.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would like Jamie Kennedy to show up and be like, don't you know the rules?
Oh, God.
Have you not heard? These are the rules, lady. Don't sleep with the guy running the town who's mysterious. He's always the bad guy. It's just not, never, no.
Yeah, it's like, and most importantly to her, most important rule, listen to the black people. Michonne got the fuck out of there. She's told, she's like, look, is you leaving or not? All right, bitch, see ya, because I'm out this bitch.
How can
it's like her character in general has never watched a horror movie in her life.
No, it is exactly like that. It's and the other thing that kills me is it's like, okay, they lived for months. Michonne carried Andrea. They lived for months. And then all of a sudden, because she's in a little tiny, like, version of Burbank, like, it's all happy and Children of the Corn, like, she's like, oh, I'm not going to listen to anything you say. Clearly, your instincts are wrong. And now, like, this, I mean, that seems like the most ridiculous. I mean, I don't like it when characters just sort of, like, turn like that on a dime. It's just really weird.
Yeah. I completely agree with you. It's like, yeah, it's like, don't listen to the person who's kept you alive for the past 7 months. Clearly doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Right, you gotta remember,
she was with
Michonne for over 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
And she just threw all that away.
Suddenly, no, you're crazy. What are you, nuts? They took away our weapons. We have nothing to be worried about. It's safe.
Yeah, and besides, have you seen the size of his dick?
Yeah. And his wife is dead. This could be a home for me. It's just, what? I really like iced tea. It's like, I just don't understand, like, why you would, she must really love creature comforts. She must really like scotch or whiskey, whatever the fuck it is they were drinking. She must be like, man, this, Michonne, you gotta be nuts. This is really good. They got just plying her with alcohol all day long. Maybe she's drunk. That's what I'm gonna start watching the whole show, assuming she is wasted the entire time, and I think that way she'll be a more interesting character.
That would make so much more sense.
Yes.
I'm gonna go outside the fence and kill a zombie. Woo.
Exactly. Like, oh, I got this, bitches, and she jumps off the fence and stabs the zombie.
Oh, she'll just die right there then too.
She's been hanging out with Michonne, but she is not Michonne. Michonne could pull some shit like that, and I'd be like, hell yeah, Michonne, slice them bitches up. But Andrea, she ain't got it like that.
Also, Andrea's walking around with, like, what amounts to a Swiss Army knife, and it's like Michonne's got a giant, 3.5-foot sword. She's like, I got this. Don't worry, everybody, I got this. And that girl with the crossbow, it's like, oh yeah, you're a great shot, dude.
Exactly. She the one that trained Andrea. Is like, okay, yeah, watch this. Here's a walker. Oh shit, I missed. Okay, don't worry. Oh shit, I missed. Okay, don't worry. Yeah. God damn it! It's like, I mean, obviously you need
this crossbow is defective.
You know what? It's like what she need to do is get off of AMC right quick, go over onto the CW and get some training from Oliver Queen over there on Arrow. Come back and try this shit again. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because he got his game on lock. It's like, if she the person that's trying to train people on how to be archery, it is a fucking wonder that this town even exists.
Also,
hopefully she doesn't charge to train people.
Yeah.
That'd be like the biggest scam ever.
If only she was as good a teacher as Shane, because back in season 2, when he was teaching Andrea how to shoot, she kind of suddenly became a sniper.
Yeah, suddenly became an ace shot. And also, okay, so Shane teaches Andrea how to shoot in like 24 hours. Daryl doesn't teach anyone how to shoot a fucking crossbow. Is that like a thing? Is he stingy with it? Does he sleep with it at night? Like, what is the deal with that?
Yes.
I would hella be. It's like, this is my shit. It's like, y'all get your own thing. I'm the crossbow guy around this bitch.
Maybe that's easy. I'm the crossbow guy.
Hell yeah. It's like, I'd be the crossbow guy. It's like, hell. It's like, yeah, that's my thing. It's
like
like
if there's more than one crossbow guy, I've become much more disposable, so I'm the crossbow guy.
Exactly. If you have more than one crossbow guy, it's like you're on the same plane as black people. You can't have one crossbow guy, you can have one black person. You're fucked.
Can't let T-Dog have a crossbow, no.
Oh, hell no. I was like, and then it's like, I mean, they just have an episode where we're just standing there with a crossbow in his hand and the motherfucker just explodes.
Second he touches the crossbow, he just gets electrocuted.
Exactly. It's like, the fuck happened to T-Dog?
Oh, we lost him. He's gone.
He gone. I don't know what to tell you.
I want to know how he saw Michonne from across the freaking prison yard. How Rick saw Michonne that far away.
Well, you never see. I think he just noticed she was carrying the basket. Because that was, to me, that was the thing that stuck out. Because no one else is really carrying anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's with this crazy walker carrying a shopping basket around? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, but I thought that was pretty cool, and yeah, getting back to it, is like I really am looking forward to things now that more of the storylines are coming together. We have Michonne at the prison. You have Glenn and Maggie and Woodbury with the governor and Andrea. I want to see how that's all going to play out. Pretty much kind of want to see what dumb fucking shit Andrea's going to. Because like at this, I'm officially done. It's like I said earlier, I spent a lot of time in season 2 defending Andrea. I'm done. I'm straight up done. It's like, fuck this bitch. I mean, Governor already did, Shane already did, so I might as well get on it up too.
I've got a prediction about Andrea and Glenn and Maggie. The first thing I thought when they were in Woodbury is I was like, well, I wonder if they're going to tell Andrea that they're there, or are they going to keep it a secret from her? But then I realized the governor is going to send her ass in there to tell them, oh, it's so safe here. You should tell them where the prison is. They'll go get them and bring them back. Like, it'll be fine. And, of course, another terrible decision by Andrea is going to make people die.
That's probably what's most likely going to happen,
like,
thinking about it.
Yeah, it's going to make people die because she's going to be like, it's fine. Look at how great I'm doing. I'm getting sexed. I got whiskey. There's zombie bum fights. All these great things. And you guys should just give up the location of the prison so we can just go get everyone, take care of them. And it's going to just end so badly.
Iced tea for the win.
But there's iced tea, everybody. There's iced tea.
I think Ashley probably has it on the nose. I think that's actually exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. They're gonna use Andrea as a weapon. And I honestly thought for a second at the beginning of this episode when the phone calls start coming in, I thought that the governor had a lady call that prison to see if anyone like lived there, and then they would send people in and like kill everyone who was there. So like every time they have like rounds of people in there or whatever. But I was wrong. He was just going crazy.
All right, but let's look at this thing right quick. Because like, I mean, on one side it's like, I mean, in Woodbury is like, I mean, as far as your badasses are concerned, you've got Governor, which we know he don't fuck around, and you've got Merle, who's a crazy son of a bitch. Now, over on Rick's side, you've got 3 members of the badass clique. You've got Rick himself, you've got Michonne, and you've got Daryl. And it was like we've seen Daryl in action, we've seen Rick in action a little bit, but we know Michonne does not fuck around. If you challenging her, she will make you very dead, and she will do that shit quickly. And we know enough about Daryl to know that if you try to threaten people that he cares about, particularly now that he just found Carol, and we know how much he cares about Carol, and these people are coming at them and threatening to hurt her, you think they're going to be fucking around? Even given his own brother is on the other side of that fence.
Yeah.
It's like this is the situation that we got. It's like, I mean, everyone else is neither here nor there. But it's like, I mean, that's mainly where I see this coming to play. You got the Governor Merle, and you've got Michonne, Daryl, and Rick. And
new T-Dog. Sort of.
Yeah. and T-Dog 2.0.
Well, new T-Dog and Carl are like one person. They're like half badasses, and then it's like you put them together and they make an extra one.
Hey, well, at least I don't hate Carl this season like I did last season.
I hate him a lot less. I will admit to that. Yeah, he's better.
Mm-hmm. More rugged.
It's because Lori's not around to make him a horrible little brat.
Yeah. Where's Carl? Well, she don't know because she's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Now no one's around to say, where's Carl? Like, I'm so happy about that.
Alan, you. Any more wild speculation we got?
I got nothing.
Like we've been through it all. It's like okay, so it's like so next week we've got the other. It's like a brand new episode of The Walking Dead. It's like everything's going to be coming together. I am very, very excited to see that. And, of course, the round will be here to talk all about it. So, yeah, that's all we got for you guys this week. We will see you right here next week. If you are watching this live, then make sure you stay tuned. We're going to start We're going to start our Dexter show in about an hour or so. That'll, of course, be hosted by the one and only Matt Moore. And this week, you will find that my opinion of Dexter has completely overturned. It was a great episode. I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. If you're not watching this live, I'll probably have the link somewhere around here. I'm not quite sure where, but you'll see it. And in the meantime, we will see you guys next week for the next episode of The Walking Dead Discussions. Holla.